Hey, what's up you guys? Quaza here, welcome back to the channel. Today I got a Kanto Cup set for you guys featuring ALOLAN RATICATE, trying it for the very first time, as well as Fire Blast, Marowak, and this is my first time using this team, and there are some really fun, really close battles here. I don't play it super well just because I'm not, very familiar with the team, but I do end up doing well, so hang on for these battles because they are really fun. So getting up into this first match with Flip Diesel 54. And Marowak lead into Shadow Dragonite, really cool pick. But so we're gonna stay in here and look to burn shield. If he decides to go into 2 shield, we are going to lose this matchup, but that's totally fine. I'd probably be happy coming out of this matchup with a shield advantage. So we do get that first shield there, and we're gonna look to shield again. Shield his first move, Dragon Claw. So we're gonna build up the drag. So he switches into Gyarados, and we were really slow on the swap there. He managed to sneak in a waterfall against my Marowak. Not good, did a lot of damage. So this is just gonna be Aqua Tail, doesn't do too much damage. Raticate is actually pretty tanky, in Great League. The stat product is, I believe, above 2000, but mine doesn't have the best IVs, as you can see. But still, I mean, it's pretty tanky, and it's good. It's Crunch and Hyper Fang. I mean, it gives it a lot of coverage, obviously, against like Hypnos and Marowak that has favorable matchups. Unfortunately, Quick Attack is just not a very good move. It doesn't do a lot of damage, doesn't seem to charge. I actually don't know its energy gain. It doesn't seem like super high either. So brings back in the Dragonite, and since we won switch advantage there, we're gonna be able to line up our Dugong against this Dragonite, take this Dragon Claw pretty well. My opponent is lagging there. We were able to get some Ice Shards in. So I should have just swapped into my Marowak right away. We want to get off these charge moves because, in the Dugong Mirror, you're not going to be doing a lot of damage to each other. So Marowak is definitely the one doing damage here. Trying to farm us down, but we're able to get to another Shadow Bone here. This is going to do a lot of damage. We're both out of shield, so this is going to bring his Dugong in the red. So even though he was able to farm us down, this is pretty much, game over. We do win the CMP tie there. So yeah, he's just not going to be able to do enough damage with his Dugong, and his Dragonite is out of energy. So this is pretty much going to be a wrap. And I forgot to mention, guys, I'm actually going on vacation next week, so I'm not going to be posting any videos, and I'm probably going to not play a lot of matches either, which is unfortunate because Season 7 is just beginning. But I will be back after next week. So good luck on the start of Season 7 for you guys. So we're going to look to just Ice Shard down. And yeah, some of these matches are slow just because I do have kind of like 3 pretty tanky Pokemon, especially Dugong with the debuffs. But I promise the games do get better after this. So we're going to get our Icy Wind off on the Dragonite, and this is going to easily take out the Dragonite here, and that's going to be a good game to my opponent. So second game here against Prana V. So I'm really liking Hex Marowak in the lead. We do win a lot of favorable leads like this one against Machamp. So anticipating the switch out there, he goes into his ALOLAN Marowak. So we're gonna go into Raticate just because Raticate has a really poor matchup against the Machamp, being kind of double weak to fighting. However, this is a good matchup for Raticate, but you have to remember the quick attacks do no damage, so we have to rely on our crunch damage here, and unfortunately it doesn't take him out. So and these Fire Spins and Bone Clubs are definitely chunking, doing neutral damage, so we're not gonna be able to farm down because quick attack is double resisted. So we're gonna have to throw our energy here. Let's see if he wants to shield and try to go for switch advantage. Yeah, that's what he's doing. But we're getting to another crunch, so if he wants to win switch advantage, he's gonna have to burn both shields, which I think I'm fine with. So he does double shield and he farms us down. We're gonna bring in our Dugong here because this Marowak has energy, and I'd rather take a Shadow Bone on my Dugong than on my Marowak. So I'm not gonna shield here and look to just Ice Shard down, and we'll have a slight, a little bit of energy there. We're gonna switch into our Marowak, and he switches into his Alolan Muck, and this is where Fire Blast comes in. You're gonna see this Fire Blast come through. This is going to do so much damage. That's the benefit of Hex Marowak. You're gonna just build that energy, just that a good bit quicker than Fire Spin Marowaks. So able to get to that Fire Blast and then just Hex down, and my opponent backs out. I still had a shield, and his Machamp really couldn't do anything against my Marowak. So third game is Dylan O'Brien. I believe this is a pretty fun game. So yeah, so Alolan Ninetales, he's gonna swap out, and by the way, that was another favorable lead for my Marowak. So really liking that in the lead. We're going to Eradicate here. And both of our Pokemon in the back can, Marowak and Dugong can handle that little Ninetale. So not necessarily, I don't really have to win switch advantage. But Eradicate obviously does not have a good matchup against Alolan Ninetale. So we're going to just use it as, just bait, I guess. Try to whittle this Blastoise down because Blastoise is tough for our team here. And Alolan Raticate is really our best answer here. So if he shields this, he could win switch, but let's see if he does. No, he decides to go with shield advantage, which is totally fine. We're going to win switch advantage. And he brings it back into Ninetales. Probably going to go back into the Marowak here, and he instant swaps into Lapras. Maybe I should have thrown the Shadow Bone there, but we go into our Dugong, and yeah, this is kind of going to be a slugfest. We're going to just try to get these Icy Winds off as fast as possible and debuff its attack. This is likely a Skull Bash, but we're just going to let it go and save our shield for our Marowak. Marowak is actually not too bad against Lapras, because Ice Shards only is resisted, and Surf, does a lot, but that's why we're trying to save our shields. So a lot of lag here. So another move coming in, this is likely another Skull Bash, but it's not going to take us out because we were able to debuff its attack. We're just going to get off as many Icy Winds as possible. And you're probably wondering how I'm going to, pull it out this game, but let's see what happens. So my opponent is deciding to throw a charge move here. I think that was his mistake. He's going to throw a Surf. Doesn't even take us out. We're going to go right into our Marowak and throw the Shadow Bone. And a good spot by my opponent to take the Shadow Bone on the Ninetales. We do get a defense drop, but now all the debuffs on his Lapras are cleared. We're going to have to let all this go and look to farm as much energy as possible. We have to get to kind of like 3 Shadow Bones against that Lapras because, he still has 2 shields left. So this is going to be pretty tough. Let's see how we do this. So Shadow Bone coming through. This is going to get the first shield. And yeah, Hex is really generating energy really, really quickly. Then we're going to have to shield this. This is our last shield. We're going to have to look to catch a move on our Dugong. And we go with one more Hex, and we are able to catch the Surf on the Dugong. The really, really clutch move here. And we are at 2 Shadow Bones. This is going to get the first shield, and then our back-to-back Shadow Bones. This is going to win us the game. So I bet when I had switched, when I swapped, and it was time's up. And when I swapped into my Dugong there, I was like, man, this game is pretty much over. But yeah, we were able to just keep our head in it and win that matchup. So another favorable lead here, Shadow Machamp. We're gonna go into our Eradicate again. And Dugong is, this is kind of a neutral matchup, but unfortunately, we were a little bit slow on the swap, so he is able to get this Icy Wind first. If you switch instantly, you can get to the move first. So we're just gonna go for Crunch. I was kind of hoping he would shield this, but he doesn't, so not great for us. At this point, I probably should just go for the Hyper Fang, but going for another Crunch here. Hyper Fang is the better move here. Another Icy Wind coming through. Let's see if I shield this and try to win switch. Yeah, so I do shield that. Obviously, we don't want our Dugong against the Shadow Machamp, so we're gonna try to win switch here and see what happens. We're gonna go for another Crunch, and let's see if he lets it go through. He does not, so another Icy Wind coming through. So I decided to let this go. Oh, he undercharges that. So good undercharge by my opponent. I'm bringing my Dugong here so I can charge up a lot of extra energy. Machamp still has to watch out for Dugong's charge move. So if I have energy on my Dugong, it's not as unfavorable. He does lower my attack, so I'm probably gonna look to just switch out after this. Yep. So I go into my Marowak here, and he has an opposing Hex Marowak, but we have an energy lead. So we're all clear here. We should be able to win this matchup. First Shadow Bone comes through, and we get a defense drop, which is really, really good. So we got a Hex through, as you can see there. So we're just gonna probably shield this, yeah. And the Hex should take him out. So really unfortunate for my opponent. We got a Shadow Bone loaded. This is gonna burn his first shield, and then we should be able to get to another Shadow Bone. Oh, it doesn't burn his shield, but either way, he wouldn't have been able to take out both my Marowak and my Dugong. So good game to my opponent there. Going up against Captain Goldfish 1. I believe this is the last game. So Marowak against Venusaur, another favorable lead. I've been seeing a lot of Venusaurs lately, actually. He goes into Lapras, so we're going to go into Eradicate here. So Lapras, this is just going to be a Surf, so just going to let this go. And we're gonna go for the Hyper Fang here. This is gonna do a lot of damage, as you can see. But unfortunately, Lapras does outpace us to moves. Because Surf is, you know, a lower energy cost, and so he's gonna get to it first here. And let's see if I decide to shield. I do decide to shield just because I have that Crunch already loaded. So I'm gonna just overload a little on energy and go for the Crunch here in case he decides to let it go. He does shield, so he's starting to Surf here. I'm probably just gonna let this go, and let's see what I decide to do here. You know, Lapras is pretty hard for this team. Obviously, Dugong doesn't do much damage against it, and Marowak takes super effective damage from the Surf. I am able to catch a Surf though on the Dugong, and really good switch there by me. The Surf barely does anything. He goes back into his Venusaur, but these Ice Shards are doing super effective damage. Unfortunately, he does win the CMP tie there. So Frenzy Plant coming through. We're probably going to shield this, yes, and then get off this Icy Wind. So Icy Wind coming through. This is going to debuff his attack. It's not really going to matter in this matchup, but it will matter, you know, when I bring back my Marowak. So unfortunately, we're not able to get that Icy Wind, and Frenzy Plant is going to come through and take out our Dugong. So Marowak has to sweep here. We're going to look to just overload on energy as much as possible. Try to farm it down, actually. Frenzy Plant is going to be coming through, but his attack was debuffed, so it doesn't do too much damage. We are able to Hex down the Venusaur. Let's see what he does. I'm not sure what so I think he had a Water Pokemon in the back, and he swapped into his Lapras. We're just going to get off this Shadow Bone, take him out. And let's see what that Water Pokemon... It was a Blastoise. So our only win condition here is really, I guess, to get the defense debuff here. And then land another Shadow Bone. We do get the defense debuff. He's not able to sneak in any Water Guns, which is really, really good. And it almost takes him out, and I Hex him down. So that's a good game. I'm not sure if I deserve that win, but you know, RNG is part of the game, and that defense debuff definitely came in through. So I went 5-0 with this team. Definitely some really close battles, and that last one was just, you know, pretty much just luck, because if I didn't get that defense debuff, there would have been no way I would have won. He would have just Water Gunned me down. But hey, that's how the game works, and we do go 5-0 there. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.